Alright, so here I'm going to go over how to change out the bearings that are located right here and here in this headset. So, see if we can't do that real quick. One thing I should point out, you might find it easier to take the front wheel off for this, so you're not dealing with this giant wheel, because we're going to have to take this whole piece off. I'm just going to leave it on just because. Alright, sometimes these get a little stuck, so you just there we go. Yeah, it's a bit rusted. Alright, there's that. So we want to, this has a, kind of lined it up, there we go. Okay. So there's a little nub that lines up with a notch you can see right there. And now the rest of this, so I'm just going to go ahead and grab this, hold it up. Actually, I might spin her a little bit. There we go. Oh, the threads look alright. Must be on here. Okay, so, there you go. So here's bearing 1, here's bearing 2. These are the cups they sit in. And this would be the fork. I'm just gonna, yeah, I'll just set that like that. So, I got this degreaser soup here, and I'm just gonna drop these guys in there. Wear gloves whenever handling with this stuff, because this is pretty gross stuff. And I'll just let that sit overnight, and in the morning the bearings will be all nice and pretty and clean. For the purposes of saving time, though, we got extras. Alright, like I was saying, got 2 bearings here. 2 cage bearings, I should say. And, like I said, unfortunate out of paper towels, but we live. So, I'm gonna get my degreaser. on cleaning everything up. Alright. So, get our nice new grease in there. Okay. We're going to go to these bearings as well, and we're going to try to pack the grease in between these into these empty spaces there, just like that. Alright, now, very carefully, I'm going to try to thread this guy back in place. See if this spins on there nicely. There we go. So, two things to notice here. Number one, I know which way is the front because I left the basket on. But if you took the wheel off, you would know which way is the front based on, let's see if I can zoom out here. You can see there's a slight arch. Now, the arch is going to be this way with the concave side going to the front. Okay. Now, at this point, I'm going to clean up the excess grease a bit. But at this point, I've hand tightened it all the way down as much as it'll go. So I'm actually going to loosen it a bit. I'm going to loosen it about 1/8 of a turn. That seems to be so I'm just going to try to track the movement here. That seems about right. Maybe a little more than that. Might have been like 1/4 of a turn. But the reason we do that is so there's space in between the bearings and the races, so everything's not too compact on each other. Get that. And then get this guy. Get this down nice and snug. Okay. See if it spins freely still. Excellent. Looks like it's spinning just fine. Okay. And then, of course, ordinarily I'd go after the rust on this thing, but just for finish up this video, I'm going to stick it back in place and we'll go after it later. Get this guy on there. Notice the hash marks, they're on the stem here, so I'm just going to put it down right until those are covered. Spin it till it's just a little snug. And at this point, it looks pretty straight to me, but you won't know for certain until you get it on the ground. And there you go. So that's that.